it is not about presenting the same thing. I mean, any new business ideas, it can't be very different from the traditional market origin, but yet it has to be disruptive in some sense, right?
Welcome back. My name is Swatik, and in this episode of Speaking to Tripura, we have got you the owner and founder of Babuana, Mr. Abhishek Saha. So welcome to this episode, sir, and we are really delighted to have you with us to talk to us about the business sectors of Tripura.
Good morning, Swati.
If you are from Tripura, especially Agartala, you do not need any introduction of what Babuana is. But sir, we have got viewers who are not from Tripura. So just for them, what Babuana is actually?
Well, I mean, to speak about Babuana, well, it was never about a tea. I mean, I'm a pharmacist guy. I'm a B.Pharm. I have done my pharmacy in Bangalore. I have worked in managerial positions and zonal role with various pharma companies for 8 years. So the basic idea was marketing and sales. And why I have started Babuana, well, it was a sector. I mean, it was a business idea. It was never like, okay, I have to serve a tea in a cup, in a clay cup, that it will create customers. So it was a business idea that in entire Agartala, tea was traditionally served with dry milk powder, and we have started serving the tea with ready-made milk, and that is what has made the difference. It is our customer service which has made the difference. So Babuana is not specifically about clay cups or something like that. It is specifically business idea. It's a pure business idea.
So when was Babuana started?
We have started in 2016.
So it has been a long time, like 2000.
2 years is a very short time, yes, but still, yeah, 2 years. I mean, surviving in a business scenario for 2 years, yeah.
So it was basically marketing and sales, what you said. But how did the idea of presenting such a common thing like tea? Everybody, most of them has a tea. So how this idea of representing such a common thing with different taste or different presentation came to you?
You see, Swatik, I mean, it is not about presenting the same thing. I mean, any new business ideas, it can't be very different from the traditional market origin, but yet it has to be disruptive in some sense, right? So for me, my disruption in the market was like I was the first time to serve tea in milk, brewed in milk, and again we were the first one to serve tea in clay pot, and then again we had an excellent customer service to follow it up. So these are the disruptions which we have created. Now believe me, Swatik, there are at least 70 to 80 other domains which I know personally where if any youngster start up today, he is going to get immediate success, right? Now it's more about identifying the opportunities. The opportunity lies in the traditional market. Okay? I mean, just you have to change the way the things are perceived now,
okay,
and you will get the success. Because in a state like Tripura, I mean, you can't have an entrepreneurship based on IT domain or big startups. You won't have the funding or anything else. But yet, the fact is this, that I am sitting over here talking to you. It symbolizes that there are immense opportunities which lies in the retail sectors, in small-term sectors, right? Which many government officials has highlighted over the time and again, and which has been criticized. But yes, the opportunities do exist. So as a youngster, it is the best idea to identify smaller opportunities and work on that, and you will immediately get a success.
Talking about the youngsters of Tripura especially, do you think the word entrepreneurship has just become a buzz, or it is just to show off thing? Like the way we perceive entrepreneurship, there is a major serious business, serious hard work behind entrepreneurship. But do you think the word entrepreneurship somewhere turned a buzz due to governmental policies, or maybe just due to attitude of becoming a job giver and not a job seeker? So in that case, do you think it is just a buzz?
No, entrepreneurship can never be a buzz. I mean, in my layman's sense, I take entrepreneurship as a synonymous to starting a business, right? I mean, if you talk from that point of view, entrepreneurship can never be a buzz. But for a youngsters to immediately jump on an entrepreneurial idea, the basic point is whether you have studied enough, the opportunity, right? It's more about identifying the opportunities and working on it. These small things will play the major difference. If you start on a huge capital infusing requirement business, you are bound to face challenges. because the city is traditionally not acceptable to all the new things, right? It will take some time for the city to accept. So identifying the opportunity is the biggest problem. And once you have identified, you have worked on it, you are sure to get success. And one more thing which I wanted to point out is that giving a job seekers and from being a job seeker to a job giver. Now Swati, there is a very basic problem which lies is in Tripura there are 7.5 million people who are job seekers, right?
Exactly.
Now there can be many, even I can be a job seeker now and government has got no policy to identify me that buddy you are earning enough, you are not a job seeker. You know, from the government also there has to be stringent policy to identify the people who are not seriously job seekers, who has got business or who has got other things, right? And again, government policies should, I mean, what I believe, this is again, I mean, just for example, if I give you, I mean,
Sure.
it is very easy for AMC to identify 100 or 150 prime location vendorship spots. And these vendorship spots will only be given on the basic criterion that you remove your name from the employment list and you commit to employ at least 2 people, right? So this way you can seriously work on the job seekers, because I believe in the city or in the state 7.5 lakh job seekers is a huge number. It
Huge.
can't be like
Exactly.
this, right?
Exactly.
So identify the real job seekers and identify the people who are already running their businesses or who are already who are already having a steady income from business or any other sources. So they can't be job seekers.
Exactly.
I can be working in Bangalore and I am a job seeker in Tripura. How can this be possible? So I know it is very challenging, but again it can be an option to identify those who are real job seekers.
So that is something that government of Tripura should actually, even the government of India should actually implement to identify the real job seekers and not just.
I mean, this has been done in West Bengal also. In West Bengal, they have given government scheme on the basic condition that you remove your name from the employment list. I mean, Gotidhara, if you see the taxes, these were given only to people who are ready to remove their name from the employment list. Then only you get license for Gotidhara taxes. You know, so these are the ways that the government can seriously work upon.
Exactly. Talking about the attitude of becoming a job giver, there are some certain set of manners or some certain set of skills that one should have. So you have been running a business for 2 years. So what set of skill set do you think any entrepreneur or any youngster who is going to start a business should have so that he could manage everything in the best possible way?
Okay. I mean, to speak of, on being a job giver, we seriously don't employ that much guys, but yes, I can certainly tell you some basic thing that at the starting, the base cost should be seriously low, so don't go upon over hiring, try and manage your work by yourself the most. And the second point where it lies is being a entrepreneur. What are the basic qualities which are required? From my basic knowledge, I can just tell you one thing. Education is the most important part of it.
Got it.
You can be entrepreneur at the age of 12, but doesn't mean that you stop your education and go on entrepreneurial journey. Yes, you can start your venture, but at the same time, it is your utmost importance that you finish your education first, right? Now, because you see, if you say ATF, air turbine fuel. I consider that your education is your air turbine fuel. Wherever you want to fly, you have to have your engines and your pump full, right? Your fuel pump full.
Absolutely.
Right? Then this education or this ATF will guide you to any direction wherever you want to go. This education will make you humble, this education will make you respect your seniors, and this education will give you the exposure to work with the various sectors of people. So finish your education first. Okay, get educated, get the right education, and then start on any entrepreneurial journey.
Awesome. Do you think that having education qualification only in the business sectors could actually excel the business, and having something from other sectors, be it engineering or medical, could not actually be the success for the venture that they are opening?
You know what?
Because you have done your medicals and then doing the business.
I hardly believe that, domain of education plays a role. If you are I'm a pharmacist, right? I am into F&B, right?
Absolutely.
Now, the domain of education hardly plays a role. I just want you to get educated just for the fact that your education will make you a better person. You will evolve into a better person, and then you can judge the things better, right? Being an undergraduate and being a postgraduate, you can judge things better. So that is the only thing which I want. So I mean, education can be in any domain, and you can have a startup in any domain. That hardly matters.
Got it. So that's really a good set of starting with the good set of what entrepreneurs should have. Now, talking to the coming to the entertainment section of this interview, we have got the rapid fire round, absolutely crafted only for the founder of Babuana, Mr. Abhishek Saha. So, sir, I will be asking you a few questions fastly, and you need to answer without thinking what would be the consequences of the answer. So, starting with the first question: tea or coffee?
Obviously,
Okay, what do you like to do? Sing or to dance?
nothing. I'm bad at both.
Now, with which actress would you like to spend a day? Deepika or Priyanka?
Both are married.
That's a very candid answer. That's a very candid answer. What do you like to do in your free time? Politics or sports?
Politics.
Oh, that's a serious thing.
I
Now, now, have you subscribed to our channel Tripura Broadcast?
Obviously, yes.
Yes, the owner of Babuana has subscribed our channel.
I have subscribed on the day when you've taken the interview of Balwant. I mean, that's Punjabi Thava.
Exactly.
Yeah. On the day you subscribe.
Sure. So I also request the viewers to subscribe this channel because we are coming with various sectors of Tripura. We are interviewing personalities from various sectors of Tripura. So to get an overview of what Tripura is, make sure you subscribe the channel and click that bell icon to get notified every time we upload a video. Moving forward, now while running a business, while starting a business, there is brainstorming, there is crafting the business model and business plan. But coming to the sector where we are running a business, we started a business and we want to run it smoothly. There are various complications, there are various hurdles that comes on the way. So how do you deal it at a very infant stage? Like there must have been complications within 3 months or 4 months of Babuana. So just citing the example of Babuana, how to deal with complications at an infant stage of the venture.
Now, ideally, what I suggest is the basic complications which will come in front of an entrepreneur or a new businessman is the hygiene issues. Hygiene issues are the paperwork which you need to do. So ideally, you should first talk to someone who has got sound knowledge of it. Get your paperwork at place, right? So once you are done with the paperwork, then the next challenge comes how to manage funds. And you are bound to make mistakes at that. You can't win over it. So you will make mistakes. Just pray to it that you don't lose a huge money by taking unnecessary risks.
Mm-hmm.
For the first one and a half year, just be stable. I mean, don't think of expanding or anything. You might get a huge response, but doesn't makes a good case for you to expand immediately. First, stabilize yourself first, and don't take unauthorized loans or unauthorized liabilities. Take the exact amount of loan which you can manage. Apart from this, I mean, try and the venture be on your proprietorship, and if it's on a partnership date, I mean, go ahead and do it. Just ensure that you maintain excellent relationship with your partner and keep your partner in the loop with all the happenings which are going on. And apart from this, I mean, 1 year into business, you will be smart enough to run any business. Keep learning. I mean, that is the most important thing. But don't take financial risk or take the paperwork very early at the very starting phase. Don't take finances very lightly. It is the most important thing.
So taking finances not very lightly is something that an running business or just at an infant stage business should consider seriously.
Yes.
Now, when we were out to the market and talking to the youngsters regarding starting ventures and all, one common issue that we find is the youngsters are very confused about how to do market analysis, how to make marketing strategies, and how to do the competitive analysis of how many ventures of same category are there. So in that regard, how would you guide the youngsters who are starting or at an initial level?
I mean, these terms are only similar to the MBA guys, right? I mean, honestly, for starting a Babuana, what was my market analysis? It was nothing. It's very obvious to the market. Sitting over here, I can tell you 3 ideas which will immediately work. You don't have a good boot polish over here in Agartala, right?
Absolutely.
You don't need any market analysis for it. You don't need any competitive analysis for it. You can just straight away open it and you will earn money out of it, right? I mean, for everything, if you follow the copybook MBA rules in a state like Tripura, you are going to fail. because in Tripura you need, when the opportunities, the opportunities are very much there. You just need to identify it, work on the opportunity, and just see what can be, okay, how much I will invest in it and what is the chances that you do greatly.
Youngsters who are starting into their business or is doing a business, what do you think a common future plan should they implement in their business?
Future plan, I mean, think of a very short milestones. Don't think of 2 years, 3 years down the line. Just think of surviving for next 6 months and making a mark out of it, and that should be it. You will work on it.
So, what is your future plan with Babuana?
I mean, with us, I mean, yes, we are planning to expand. Maybe in Guwahati, yes, we are talking about a franchise opportunity, and in Bangalore, we are planning. And in Agartala, if anybody is interested, we are seriously ready to give it up. And for our youngsters, if there are any ideas at all, I mean, we will serious enough to work on it, maybe fund it or whatsoever. Just come to us. I mean, talk to the ideas, and we will seriously work on it.
Sure. So on that note, I hope the youngsters especially who want to start their venture, got some serious, substantial amount of information that could actually, initiate your process. So I really thank you for joining us in Speaking to Tripura. And if anybody want to taste the Babuana tea, where they can visit?
I mean, it's always there, Babuana, or it's in Bidurgata Chomani. Just come down and have a talk to us. Thank you.
Sure. So we strongly hope that Babuana grows and you keep influencing the youth of Tripura. So thank you again for joining us. So this is it for this video. If you find this video interesting, informative or useful in any sense, make sure you like this video and share this with your friends and family who want to start their business. And don't forget to comment your good expressions in the comment section below. And also make sure you subscribe our channel Tripura Broadcast so as to get the overview of Tripura and to explore the unexplored. I'm Swatik, signing off for now. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.